Now we want to work on CRUD operations on the product model. We can do that directly by creating a controller and accessing our DB context. But a good practice is to create a repository which will do all the CRUD operation. So inside the product API, we should create a new folder and we will call this repository. The first thing that we'll do here is we'll create an interface. I will call this iProduct repository. We'll make sure that this is a public interface, and then I've said before that I do not want to expose the model directly. I want to create a DTO and then expose that DTO. So inside models here, we will create another class and we will call this as product DTO. We can move that inside a folder. So let me create a folder with the name of DTO. Move this inside, and with the product DTO inside models, it's inside DTOs. Now for this instance, all the properties that we have inside our entity will be inside our DTO as well. But generally there are more properties in entity like created date, updated date, and so on. We don't have those here, so we'll have all the properties that we have inside product entity inside the DTO as well. We do not need any data annotation because we are not adding the product DTO to database. When we are working with API, we receive a request and then we return a response. So I'll create a DTO for that response as well. I will call this as response DTO. In there, we'll have about 4 properties. First one will be a Boolean value on whether the request was successful or not. So is success, and let me set that to be true. Next will be a result. If they want to retrieve one product, all product, we will retrieve all of that and pass that to a result, because of which the type is not specific. It can be an enumerable, it can be a product model, it can be a Boolean. So for that we can keep it just as an object. We are not sure what will be the type, so we will use object here. We'll call that as result, and we'll have the getter and setter. Then we can have 2 more properties. First can be a display message if we want to return something special, so it will be string. Let me call this as display message. We'll set that to be empty. And next, if we have any errors, we want to pass all of those errors in a list of string. We will call this as error messages. So perfect, we have a response DTO that will be returned, and we created a product DTO that will be used in the API. Now we want to work on our interface, which is iProduct repository. Let's do that in the next video.